You know, I've been doing a lot of thinking after Avengers Infinity War, particularly about Thanos. So a lot of people are saying that Thanos, he's a really interesting character because he's not just a mustache-twirling, one-dimensional villain, he's doing something that he genuinely believes is the right thing to do. But I think people are missing a fundamental point. What Thanos is doing is the right thing to do.
You're a monster! I'm not the monster here, you are!
His plan to kill half of the universe to free up resources is actually a plan that would work. It's a good plan. Now, I'm not saying that it's a good thing to do, I'm just saying that it will have the desired outcome that he wants. But I also think he could probably fine-tune it to make it a little bit better. Let me explain. When the bubonic plague swept through Europe, it killed half of the population of Europe, which caused untold suffering, no doubt, but the aftermath of that event, the aftermath of the bubonic plague, had a very interesting effect. See, prior to the plague, if you were like your local blacksmith in your town, the only place you could really get work was from nobles. In fact, everybody had to work for the nobles, that was the feudal system. But after the plague killed half the population, if you survived the plague, you were one of only a few blacksmiths around. There weren't many blacksmiths left because so many of them died in the plague, which meant that now, instead of you having to suck up for the nobles for work like in the past, now the nobles had to compete with each other over who would hire you, which meant you could charge more, which meant you could have a better standard of living, and this actually created what we now call the middle class, which did more to bring people out of poverty than almost anything else. A work shortage, a shortage of people, created the middle class. So Thanos' plan to kill half of the universe to free up resources so that those left over can actually have a better standard of living rather than just surviving, logically from that cold, emotionless, psychopathic Thanos perspective where you don't care about people suffering, yeah, that calculation makes sense and it would work. Not only would the people who lived after that have a better standard of living, it would fundamentally change the structure of society as a whole. It would create more of a middle class. There wouldn't just be elites and those in poverty, there'd be it would create a middle class all across the universe. But I think Thanos could actually improve it a little. He makes the point that for it to be fair, it needs to be random, balanced. But I'd say to Thanos, who cares about being fair? If this is about freeing up resources, don't make it random. Instead, specifically target people who consume a lot of resources but don't put much back. Target those people who are a waste of resources and don't contribute anything to the advancement of the galaxy. I mean, if you're really a dictator, Thanos, if you're really going to kill half the galaxy, go all in. Specifically target people you consider useless, a waste of resources. Just like he said to Nebula, killing her would have been a waste of parts. Well, you wasted a lot of parts with that random genocide there. You know, genocide needs to be more specific, Thanos. Wow, this video really does make me look very good. Again, let me just clarify. I'm not saying it's a good thing he did. I'm just looking at the plan from like a tactical, mathematical point of view, and I just find these things very fascinating. I mean, this is why we like movies. Movies are a form of art that helps us think about ideas from an angle we otherwise might not have thought about them. Again, I'm not saying genocide is good. It's just an interesting thing to look at and think about. So if you want to click on this video in the middle of the screen, that will show you whatever YouTube thinks you'll be interested in from my content. I don't know what it will be, but whatever that is, that's what YouTube thinks you like. I'm Bandit, this is Bandit Incorporated. Until next time, I'll see you guys in the comments.